Yale Morris College, you said that Yale would never invest in a fracking company that doesn't have tight controls in gas leaks. Well, the truth is that Yale invests $230 million in a company that systematically violates federal and state laws. So I want to present you a little test that you'll be very familiar with. So imagine if tomorrow the New York Times opens with Yale invests $230 million in Antero Resources, a fracking company that systematically violates federal speed laws. So would you still claim that Yale investment policies is at all ethical? Would you still suggest that Cambridge invests following the same principles? So we at Fossil Free Yale and Cambridge Zero Carbon, we say no, and we want our university as endowments to be fully divested from fossil fuels and other unethical companies.
Question of Yale's ethical standards. I would say that everything we do every day in managing Yale's assets is at the highest fiduciary and ethical standards that you can imagine. With respect to the fossil fuel issue in general, I don't know if you've read the letter that I sent to Yale's managers dealing with the issue. I would say first, the issue is not the production of fossil fuels. If we stopped producing fossil fuels today, we would all die. We wouldn't have food, we wouldn't have transportation, we wouldn't have heat, we wouldn't have air conditioning, we wouldn't have clothes. Some of us would die later than others, but we would not be able to exist in a world without consumption of fossil fuels. And so it's very nice to protest the fact that we have fossil fuel producers in the portfolio, but the real problem is the consumption, and every one of us in this room is a consumer. And I guess it's a little bit harder to look in the mirror and say, I'm part of the problem, as opposed to pointing fingers and saying those who are responsible for producing the fossil fuels we consume are the problem. As to the letter that I wrote to our managers, what I said at the very beginning is that I believe that climate change is an existential threat to the human race. And what can we do as portfolio managers that's sensible? And I asked my managers to underwrite the purchase of securities, assuming that there's a full carbon tax, so that the dirty forms of energy that we consumed are heavily penalized, and the cleaner forms of energy have no penalty or a much smaller penalty. And so what that does is it puts capital toward cleaner forms of energy and takes it away from the dirtier forms of energy. So it's a constructive thing that is market-based that will move us in the right direction where we can consume these relatively clean fuels in this transition period between having a fossil fuel-dependent economy and a future where I hope that's not the case. And in terms of Antero specifically, it's been mischaracterized in the press as an investment that Yale made. In reality, what it is, it's a distribution that came from a successful private investment that the university made, and we're in the process of liquidating the shares that were given to us as a result of that. But Antero, like many energy companies, maybe like all energy companies, has a regulatory environment. They aren't perfect, but no company is perfect, and there are violations, but I think that if you look at it contextually, there would be no reason for you to pick them out and say that they're a particularly bad actor. And they are part of this transitional source of energy that we need to have as we are all consuming fossil fuels. It's natural gas. It's far better than oil or coal as a fuel. And if we're going to consume anything, what Antero is producing is the right kind of fuel for us to be consuming in this transition period. So, yes, I do think that we have a sensible, ethical approach to managing the portfolio, and that a company like Antero is a reasonable part of that.
There first and then there.